podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
Gennady Golovkin production
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it. Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot. ThaBoxingvoice.com to get to where I got to. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today, we're bringing you some breaking news. Hashtag TBV podcast. We got some late breaking news coming straight from Gennady Golovkin pertaining to Canelo Alvarez. We're going to give you all the details. It's about location. We've heard Las Vegas, New York has thrown their name in the hat, Dallas once upon a time, but now nearly a 90,000 seated stadium has become an option. We'll discuss how realistic this option is. I'm going to head on over to the Golden State and get this show started and talk to my boy, Matt the Hipster.
Gennady Golovkin production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
The Hipsters here, haters beware. And Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G in Mexico City, Azteca Stadium. Is it going to happen? Is it just dreamland or la la land? What is the case here? Is this even likely? I think a lot of fans of boxing, a lot of purists, a lot of hardcores think this is probably the perfect venue for this type of moment in the sport, potentially. So it makes a lot of sense to us, to the listeners, to the callers, to us panelists. But for the money makers, the money brokers of the sport, the industry movers, I don't know if this is going to be the right thing. And again, we're going to chop it up, obviously, with you, Ness, and the callers. But again, this is a short show as well because we'll be back in about 30 minutes with AJ versus Wilder, the new Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Barry Hearn, Shelly Finkel had a meeting. A lot of quotes came out from Barry Hearn. So we're definitely going to chop that up as well in about 30 minutes. So make sure you tune back into the show then.
Yeah, man. This news, I guess you're going to have to do a lot of producing today, Matt. We're going to need you to check the currency rate in Mexico so we can find out how many pesos we get for our American dollars. And I think that it's only right that you and I come up with an economical package.
Very quickly.
That would allow them to do this.
I already have that number for you. $1 US right now is the equivalent of 18.54 Mexican pesos.
Okay, not that bad because $1 US is about, last time I checked, 48 Dominican pesos. So Mexico doing way better. All right, so now I need you to check whatever is their biggest stadium thing, right? Like what, soccer, I guess? How much is the most expensive?
It's not about what really is the biggest stadium. It's probably going to be Azteca Stadium.
No. You misunderstood me, and I probably obviously said it wrong. What I mean is what was their biggest show in a big stadium, and what is the highest ticket price so that we can, then.
So what boxing, like biggest boxing?
No, obviously not. Soccer, whatever you want to put in that stadium, I just need a ticket price and see is it feasible, right? Because the promoter has to make money, but it's also got to be economical for us, the fans, right? Like, and I'm only looking at it glass half full or half empty. I'm optimistic about this. Why? Because I'm a traveler. I love to travel. I got dozens of stamps on a passport, and anywhere I can go, I want to go. If I could go see Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin in Mexico City, I'll do it. There's a lot of dangers, a lot of red flags. We're going to discuss those as well. But right now, until we get to that, we're living in a world where there is no danger, where we're not going to be kidnapped. That's not going to happen to us. We're just going to this fight, and we're going to enjoy it. What's up, Matt?
So I have, I think, a perfect comparison. The NFL had its first game in Azteca Stadium in about 11 years. I think, about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
The prices for that, they range from 550 pesos for the cheapest ticket to over 6,000 pesos for the most expensive ticket.
6,000. Do some quick math. 6,000 divided into 18. What do we got?
They actually gave it right here. It's $325.
Oh, shit.
The most expensive ticket. And that's the NFL game.
That's an NFL game. That's an NFL game. Would the promoters dare to be pricier? Would they go to $5,000 and $1,000 in Mexico?
Well, let's think about this. You have Canelo Alvarez in this hypothetical event in Azteca Stadium compared to an NFL game. I don't know how big the NFL is in Mexico. So the NFL actually might have had relatively cheap prices because of A, the location, obviously because of the economics of the situation, and B, because of the awareness of the sport in that location. Canelo Alvarez and boxing right now are some of the hottest commodities in Mexican entertainment and sports, I would say.
So we went from thinking that Gennady Golovkin was in La La Land to believing that it's possible? Or you sound like you're convinced that this could be done.
It may, from a monetary standpoint, there is a way you can economically do it, I believe.
Now for the fight fan, right? Because I'm in the East Coast. I mean, average ticket to Mexico, let's say it's $300. Now I got to spend $500 on a ticket. You said the cheapest ticket is 500 pesos, which sounds like 30 bucks. So let's say I spent $150 on a nice Canelo decent ticket, plus the 300 to 400. We're talking, let's just say 300 on the flight because it's Mexico, right? I mean, it's cheaper for you in LA too. But for me, let's say 300, another 150 on the ticket, and we're talking about 100 a day hotel at the very least. Is this the type of event where fight fans would spend $1,000 to watch it in Mexico? Is Mexico and the stadium a big enough attraction? You know what's the last piece of evidence we need? How far are the beaches from that stadium?
Mexico City's inland.
See, because people are going to obviously want to get a hotel around the stadium, but now you're saying there's nothing else to do after this? You can't hit a beach?
Yeah, you got to drive to the beach. I think it's at least probably an hour to 2 hour drive, if not more.
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't mind an hour drive, as you guys know, so I don't know. You know, it's different. All right. What about TV? Would they still be able to do pay-per-view even though it's in Mexico, or do they have to give it to us free now because it's in Mexico?
I think it would be actually zero issue with Mexico in terms of time zone. Mexico City, I believe, is in either the central or mountain time zone for us. And I know of, let's say, the UFC having pay-per-views, U.S. pay-per-views, where the location of the fight is in Brazil. And that's about an hour ahead of you guys in the East Coast. That's 4 hours away from me, I believe, in terms of time zone. So they've done that before. It would be no issue for U.S. pay-per-view. It would be purely about site fee. So whether Azteca Stadium can offer them a upfront package more than the T-Mobile Arena, more than Dallas, more than MSG, or Barclays, you know, those are the questions I think that have to be asked. I think monetarily, they could figure out how to make the economic situation in Mexico work for them with a 90,000, 100,000 seat stadium. They can do that.
Yeah.
Now, will Azteca Stadium pay them that guarantee upfront price more than the T-Mobile Arena? I don't know, because T-Mobile has been dishing it out. We know that. We know they've been paying huge site fees for these promoters to have their fights there. So I think that will be the issue.
Yeah, man. I mean, those are the things that we don't get to know. And those particular details usually come out later, like, you know, MGM giving Mayweather a Bugatti. It's like those are the type of things that entice these superstar fighters to fight in these types of venues. I guess my last question, do you think that a Azteca Stadium can outbid a Dallas or a T-Mobile?
No, that's the one issue we're going to come into, where the dream of this happening in Mexico City, because I think we all know it would be great there, kind of falls apart. Because I'm assuming, I really don't have no hard numbers here, but I'm assuming that T-Mobile Arena is offering well into the 7 figures. Yeah. Same with Dallas. They're going to offer a 7-figure upfront deal to have the fight there. I just see that being the hard point, where I don't see Azteca Stadium coming anywhere close to that money.
Well, we'll take a few callers. This is just a quick report show. We're going to head on out to our sponsors.
Quickly, we're going to be back, obviously, at 7 p.m. Eastern with AJ versus Wilder. Is it the new Mayweather versus Pacquiao? So stay tuned for that as well.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
I'm going to go out to J. Will in Ohio.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. I used to get it in Ohio.
J. Will, what up?
Yo.
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 Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Hello.
J. Will, we hear you. All righty then. We're going to go out to Australia to Alex.
No one can stop me, really.
Oh, there's a king croc right there. This croc has enough power in its jaws to whip my head right off.
Unique in the 6th round, in the 7th round.
You're gonna be the legend to become a legend.
Honestly, it's unbeatable.
You're gonna be the legend to become a legend.
Hey boys, hope you're all well. Look, being from Australia, I don't particularly care where this fight is. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go watch it as I please, to be honest with you. But I think wherever they make it, it'll be a big rematch, and it could be economically viable wherever they do it, really. I mean, they could just, scale up the prices of the seating, and they'll always figure out a way. But I think it's just all talk or posturing. I think it's going to happen in America again, and that's all she wrote. So thanks for the show as always, boys, and keep up the good work.
All right. Well, thanks, Alex. Hey, Matt, that his call actually, kind of triggered something that I think you need to read the quote. Based off the way he received it, he's like, it's all posturing. Maybe we need to read the quote, let the world know this is Triple G, who would like it in Azteca Stadium, and he's asking the fans to ask Canelo to do it there, but it's not any of the promoters or anything like that.
But that could even lead more credence to the idea that it is posturing, that it is just Triple G, pressing Canelo on the whole Mexican style, like who's really the Mexican champ. That's always been Canelo's thing against. That's always been Triple G's thing against Canelo. Is that I'm the true Mexican style. You're not. I'm the true champion of Mexico. You're not. So I think that's what this really is. It leads more credence to Alex's idea that this is posturing, but not negotiation posturing, just overall marketing posturing that's been done for years and years, and it will continue to be done.
Well, all right. Well, then, you know what? I think we should final thought it, because we have another show coming up.
Yes, we do.
Discussing the heavyweight division.
The Cat Weezy joining us for that one.
Yes, we'll have Enrique Church on that one as well, and we'll be putting out some Patreon-only content in the next couple of hours or days here, me and Matt. He got some things planned or planning. So, I mean, we just wanted to report this one, see would anybody pack their bags? Would they get on a plane and go to Mexico for this? So let us know in the comments below. And, give us your thoughts on this one. Is, Matt Wright, is Triple G trying to put Canelo in Mexico City to make him fight more of a Mexican style than he did in the first one? I don't know. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you want to stay healthy. I'm back on my fit, and I'm feeling great. Matt, what's up?
No comment on that staying fit thing. I know you've taken some weeks off in Border Wars, eating some donuts, some bagels. Your worst enemy, bread. I know. But definitely go check out patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Tons of content, tons of extra hours of content. And plus, we have 2 polls up right now that are very, very important, very crucial. So if you're a Patreon member, please go over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Give us your opinion. Give us your take on should we rebrand TBV Overtime? And what should the new name of my solo show on Patreon be for TBV? Tons of topics, tons of issues.
That's going solo. You hear this shit?
I'm going solo, man. I'm going Beyonce on you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm Matt the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram. My MMA radio show, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. Peace.
Yo, Matt about to break up.
Yo,
Boys and men.